Hey guys, this is the second video reviewing the rhetorical term for the AP Lang and composition. If you did not watch the first video, please click SJ Academic, our logo, and watch the first video so you know what we're doing, what we're up to, and then review the previous words as well. So let's continue from where we left off. So I believe that we study until colloquial, so we have to do conceit. So when we are talking about the term conceit, it's a fanciful expression, usually in forms of extended metaphor or surprising analogy between seemingly dissimilar objects. Think about apple and orange, right? Seemingly dissimilar object, and you're making some kind of expressions, like far-fetched, simile, right? Conceit displays intellectual cleverness, because you're thinking about unusual comparison that's being made. And usually you can find these in a poem, so you can pinpoint them out when you read the next time. Next one is denotation. So denotation is a strict literal, like dictionary, right? Like a dictionary definition of a word and any kind of emotion, attitude, or color. So for example, look at this cartoon right here. It says, beware of sign, you know, dumb sign, right? But it has a literal meaning, like a dictionary definition. Be aware because it's going to smack you, right? All right, next one is a little funny word. You're supposed to read it as diacopy. It's a repetition of the words or phrase after on intervening words or phrase, you know, like it has a word slash phrase X, and then you have it coming up that again. For example, look at this one carefully. It says, I can picture in my mind a word without war, a world without hate, and I can picture us attacking that world because they'd never expect it. So you can notice that in here, the phrases are coming after, repeating, after having that some other words, right? So think about that. This is known as diacopy, which is definitely different from the previous word that we review, which was the, I believe, anaphora. Because remember anaphora, it's the repeating words in the beginning of the sentences, right? Which is very different from diacopy, which it comes and interbeing with the, you know, phrases that's coming after, right? So next one is didactic. Didactic is also SAT words, if you did not know. It's from the Greek and literally means teaching. Didactic words have the primary aim of teaching, or you want to try to instruct someone, any kind of a moral ethical principle. We use the word didactic. All right, so let's go on to the next one. Next one is enumeratio. It's a figure of amplification in which a subject is divided into constituent parts of detail and may include a listing of causes, effects, and problems, solutions, conditions, and consequences. So, you know, just think about it as a listing or detailing parts of something. Okay, so, and you do this one in order to amplify, but think about the word enumer. What does that mean? It means listing, right? So, for example, it says, it is a violation of human rights when babies are denied, when women and girls are sold, when women are blah, 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 right? You can notice that this is, you know, listing, you keep telling them details, some kind of, usually it's talking about causes, effects, and problem and solution. In this case, it was the problem, right? Or, you know, conditions. All right, let's go on to the next one. Next rhetorical term is expletive. Expletive is a figure of emphasis in which a single word or a short phrase, usually interrupting a normal speech, and is used to lend emphasis to the words on either side of expletive. You know, they usually use the word like in fact, of course, to be sure, indeed, I suppose. You know, if you actually search this one up in Google, they will tell you that this is a word that literally has not much of meaning. And you're literally put it in to emphasize. So think about, there's no place like home. In this case, there is going to be expletive because it doesn't really have a much of meaning there, right? All right, let's go on to the next one. Next one is exposition. Exposition, especially in essays, is one of the four main types of composition. And, you know, it could be like argumentative description and narration. Those are exposition. Also exposition. So purpose of exposition is to explain something. Like in drama though, exposition is introductory material which creates a tone and gives a setting and introduces the character and conflict. So the picture you see is gonna be the drama version of exposition, but again, you have to remember that exposition has another meaning in essay. It just means to explain something, right? Okay, let's go on to the next one. Next one is extended metaphor. A metaphor developed at a great length, occurring frequently and throughout the work is going to be extended metaphor, right? So something that is explained throughout the whole essay. They're trying to develop this metaphor and encourage readers to think about that, right? Let's go on to the next one. Next one is genetic conventions. So genetic convention, this term describes traditions for each of the genre. This convention helps to define each genre. For example, they differentiate the essay and generalist writing or autobiography and political writing. So especially for the AP exam though, trying to differentiate the unit features of the writer's work from those dictated by conventions. So I kind of put down setting, characterization, and plot, because these are one of the type of genetic conventions that you need to have for each of the genre, right? Okay, let's go on to the next one. Next one is quite easy. It's a homnai. So So I will just read it as a homily, and then it's perfectly fine to read that way. This term literally means a sermon, like a religious sermon. But you can also use this term to describe something that is a very serious talk, speech, or lecture, and usually involved with the moral and spiritual advice. And I had to pick the picture of a pope, right? Okay, let's move on and go on to the next one. Next one is hypophora. Hypophora is a figurative reasoning in which one or more questions are asked and then you answer, often at a length, by one and the same speaker. So think about like a paragraph. It starts with the question and then rest of the paragraph, you're trying to answer that question that you just asked. Does that make sense? So I put down in here, it says, you have enemy, right? This person asked, but this person answers back right after you ask. Good. That means you stood for something sometimes in your life. So that's a very famous quote from Winston Churchill, right? All right, let's go. I think that's the last term that I want to describe to you. Hope it makes sense. Hope you guys understood. Please subscribe. We have other AP English language and competition videos uploading and other AP exam preparation materials along with SAT and GRE and TOEFL as well. If you have any questions, please email me, or you can visit our website. So hope to see you guys again. And again, please subscribe. See you guys soon.